Cures, a unique type of account that used to exist back in the earlier days of RuneScape that basically set your account apart from regular standard accounts and were primarily used for either PvP or skilling based challenges. Now this is where I come in. I want to test how viable a pure actually is in 2025 and see if it's even worth the hassle of even playing on. The main goal of this challenge is simple: beat every single boss in RuneScape 3 with only one defense and try to reach max weapon sets for every single class, which means we're going to have to be doing a lot of money making on this account to get it where we want it to be. Now, initially, I wanted to do just one singular class and just keep it locked to that specific class the whole way through. But unfortunately, there are bosses, such as the God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses, that prevent you from doing so because they have a hard cap of level 80 stats and certain combat skills in order to fight them. Now, I'll be lying if I said that this challenge doesn't make me nervous. I personally have never beat every single boss in RuneScape 3. And now with this account being one defense, it makes me even more nervous going into this PVM challenge. But anyways, guys, that's enough yapping out of me. Let's go ahead and hop into our brand new RuneScape 3 account and see just how far we could get this account to. Alright, so here we are on the brand new RuneScape 3 account that we created. I am going to change the name. This is a old school account that I basically converted into a RuneScape 3 one. We're going to change the name on it once we become a member. But for now, one thing I was reading when I was studying a little bit about this one defense challenge is there's a guy here in Lumbridge called Nastroth that was added to the game a while ago. And what this NPC could do is he could lock XP from being gained in a specific skill from sources such as quests or just combat and PvP and that sort of thing. So in this case, we're going to be locking our defense XP so that we make sure whenever we complete quests, we don't gain any XP from him, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have to be doing a lot of questing to be able to unlock certain bosses in the game. So I think although we're going to have to train every single combat skill in the game, I'm still going to try to primarily focus on a singular one to start off, and I think that's going to be magic. I think I want to go ahead and try to max out our magic stat first, just because it's one of my favorite skills to train. Necromancy is very linear in terms of progression. You kind of just go one by one, and it kind of holds your hand the whole way through, and we don't have to even worry about making the armor, so it's going to be a lot quicker to progress. And melee is I'm not very good with melee. Honestly, I'm pretty average with every single combat stat, but I don't know, I just really like magic. I really like the fracture staff of Armadale, and I'm really looking forward to getting those tier 95 dual wields because they're extremely cheap to get. Okay, but I think we're going to start off by getting some starter cash. Since we're at exactly 0 GP, I'm just going to go ahead and cut around these trees, since logs seem to be around 1000 GP each for some reason. So we're going to just chop these trees down, go ahead and sell them, and get ourselves some starter gear so we can start training up our magic skill. Ah yes, I forgot, since this is a regular account, we have access to things such as treasure hunter. Look at this, we're going to get our first phoenix lamp right off the bat. Alright, we finally got ourselves a full inventory of logs. We also hit level 7 woodcutting while we were doing this whole thing. Let's see how much we get. Should be around 20k or so that we get from selling all these logs though. Oh my god, I forgot we got to do the tutorial before we do anything here. Alright, the tutorial has been done. Let's sell our logs finally. Oh damn. Okay, 37k. I'll take it. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we get some beginner gear. I think there should be a mage shop here in Varrock, rather than having to search up every single item individually here. I mean, we don't really need armor, because like I said, we're gonna actually, yeah, what are we doing? We don't even need armor. I just realized we're gonna be one defense. What are we doing? We just literally buy the staff and then that's it. We're good to go. All right, we're cooking. We got ourselves our first set of gear, or first set of weapons, I guess. We're gonna go ahead and start training our combat set right away. I'm trying to get straight into PVMing as fast as we can on this account. Hey, we just got ourselves our first ever drop that we could use on the account. We're gonna get this Spellstorm Drape, best in slot. It's hot. Let's go ahead and wear that. Now we're looking real good on this account right now. This character's looking real fashionable. I decided to finally go ahead and fully send it and buy ourselves our membership, because we're starting to get limited in places to train here in the free-to-play area. So this is our first appearance in a members world. First thing we're gonna do is we gotta make some money. We're only at 7,000 gold right now, so we gotta start figuring out a way to make money there. But we did manage to get 40 magic while AFKing here in the Forgotten Cemetery, and now I'm gonna look for another way to actually train my magic. I preferably want to get some things that helps me get health back, such as the Blood Amulet of Fury, just because it's super cheap. It's like 2 mil or something, and I feel like it'd be really useful for us to have. But first things first, let's go see if we could figure out a way to make money on this account. Well, it's time to finally start training prayer. Here we are. We bought 500 Infernal Ashes. So we're at 2.3 mil cash stack, even after buying the Blood Amulet of Fury, which I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I was able to afford this, because it only took about a few minutes, actually maybe about an hour, It'd be a lot faster if I actually had the required quest done, but since I don't, I kind of have to run back and forth from the Grand Exchange every time I want to get new supplies. But essentially what I did is I ended up getting 10 mining, and from there I got ourselves an iron pickaxe. Went over to the limestone area, mined ourselves some limestone for beginning cash. I got to work turning those into limestone bricks, and after turning them into limestone bricks, we went ahead and turned them into those stone fragments that you use at the Fort Ferentry area to make the new buildings. Since those things are worth around 10 to 11k, something like that. 10, 11k per each segment you sell. And essentially I just kept doing that over and over again until I had the appropriate cash deck. I think I was around 4 mil once I stopped doing it. It took around 2 trips of 1,000. The limestone bricks were actually selling for a really decent price. I think the day before I bought them for around 700 or so gold pieces. And then today when I logged in, they were actually selling for 498 gold pieces. So I will show you guys the Grand Exchange price, just so you guys don't think I'm transferring gold or anything like that. So once I finish up here, I'll go ahead and head over to the Grand Exchange and show you guys the purchase history of everything that I've been doing in the Grand Exchange. All right, so we ended up finishing up using all the infernal ashes that we had. We managed to get to 50 prayer only from 500 ashes, but we're here at the Grand Exchange now. And what the hell is going on over here? All right, well, anyways, let's go into our history here so I can show you guys what we've been doing. So this is me just testing out a bunch of different ways to make money. But anyways, you can see here, this is where I started to make the initial climb in my cash stack here. So we sold some stone wall segments that we made after mining the limestone, right? And then we ended up, after getting this first 200k, we just kind of started scaling up our profits. So we got 900 here, sold for 700 that day. Then we turned them all into wall segments for a profit of around 1.1 mil. Then we bought an extra 1,000, and this time we did it again for 331 of them, and we sold them for 3.5 million. And then we bought ourselves the blood necklace shard and amulet of fury, which we're currently wearing now. We combined them by having some random guy here in the Grand Exchange. I just requested assistance, and apparently that allowed us to make the actual amulet like that. So, and then from there we just bought ourselves some infernal ashes, like I said, and we're just putting up our prayer level so that it's take a little bit less damage when we're training our combat skills. So let's go ahead and see if we could start AFKing somewhere and see if we could get to at least like 60 magic or something before we start moving around. So ideally I don't want to start PVM until we're about 80 magic or so. I think that'll be an optimal level to be at to start doing some of the entry level bosses in this game. Well, look at what we have here. We're back at the OG spots that people used to train at back in like the 2012 era of RuneScape, pre-EOC. People still even train here in old school RuneScape. I think the most popular now is the brand new gemstone crab, but prior to that being released, it was the sand crabs, which is their equivalent of the rock crabs. But anyways, I wanted to look for a mob that didn't really do too much damage to us through protection prayer, and I could actually AFK. And these rock crabs are actually pretty decent. They don't really hit too much. I think for the most part, my blood fury is able to sustain most of the damage here with one defense. So it's not too bad. We could always move on to the giant rock crabs, hopefully later on. But for now, we're going to just be sitting here. I'm going to see if I could hit, I'm trying to see if I can hit 70 or 80 magic in this video. Right now we just actually hit 60 magic, which is a huge milestone for us. We can actually upgrade our weapons to another tier now. And we're starting to approach the more expensive gear. I believe once we start to hit tier 70, our gear is going to start taking a little bit of a price hike. And we're going to have to actually start grinding ways to make money on this account. But as of now, we're going to still be sitting here AFKing. This is going to be our new spot for a little bit just because it's pretty chill. All right, with our brand new weapons, the Grapholic Wand and Orb that we just purchased, which is tier 60 equivalent for magic, I decided I'm going to go ahead and try to get ourselves the Major Arena cape that we could get here because it gives like plus 30 magic boost or something like that. So I believe we talked to this guy here, and he should take us into the arena to fight him. And after fighting him, we have access to get any of the god capes that we choose after stepping into this sparkling pool here. So let's go into the arena and start fighting this guy. Shouldn't be too hard. All right, we're on the final one. This was not too hard. These guys don't really have too much HP. I don't even think any of them even broke 10k HP, so it's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. But with this one being dead, let's go ahead and choose our god cape. Actually, something I should keep in mind is that we also should choose one that correlates to the god staff that we're going to be using. I think it's this one right here, this spiky looking one. No, wait, I lied. I think it's this one. What's that? The Gothic staff? That's the one we want for PVMing. I believe that's the one that we want, right? I'm not too sure. I forget. It's been a while since I used magic, but I believe that's the one that's really strong. Its special attack is really strong for PVMing, and it's I think it lowers the mob's defense if I'm not wrong. But let's see if we could choose the God Cape of Guthix then because of that. I think it makes it free if we choose this cape. Let me see. If you talk to this guy after you get your cape, he gives you a staff that correlates to the cape that you chose. So he gave me the Guthix staff, which gives us the Claws of Guthix, which is a really good PVMing weapon to have when you're barely starting off with magic. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I think we made quite a lot of progress, and I think this video is getting a little bit too long to be able to keep stuffing progress into this one video. So I guess we'll just hop into episode 2 pretty soon. If you guys enjoyed this series, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe so that I can continue making these videos for you guys. And hopefully it won't be too long before the next episode is actually out. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.